going YouTubers? Yeah, know me, Natural Born Thriller. And this one also pertains to me being Natural Born Thriller is Robert Jackson, which I haven't been doing much of on my YouTube channel. Basically, what pertains to the playlist. But folks, welcome everyone to the 10th anniversary since the passing of one of the greatest of all time in the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Born from August 29, 1958 in Gary, Indiana, of USA. Unfortunately died on June 25th of 2009 at the age of 50 in Los Angeles, California, in the US. And the cause of death obviously was due to a cardiac arrest with the propofol that Dr. Conrad Murray gave to him to help him sleep better. And unfortunately, that ended up killing him. But besides that, we'll get to more about the rest of Michael Jackson, about what happened 10 years later since his passing. I want to focus us on celebrating the life and career of the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. Coming from the Jackson 5, or the Jacksons, whichever you want to say, but best known being part of the Jacksons 5, along with Jackie, Jermaine, Tito, Marlon, Jackie, and of course, when the Jacksons, when they became the Jacksons instead of the Jackson 5 at this point, you also included Randy involved as well. And then at times where Jermaine Jackson wasn't there anymore, but then he has to come back later. So, and then Michael Jackson starts leaving, and then basically, the rest is history right there. So what I'm gonna do is, for the next 10 minutes, start right now, is that I'm gonna go through a lot of things about Michael Jackson. And as you can see, I'm wearing the shiny glove. I got the bleaching, jacket here, and I got the T-shirt of Michael Jackson here, which, by the way, it's represent his eras of all of his legacy, in the music business, obviously, especially what led to his final days, obviously, as you all can see. And on top of that, where it comes to his music videos and his albums and whatnot. So what I'm going to do right now is go remove the fedora hat, and I'm going to put on the shades instead. To go with Michael Jackson bad, because who's bad? But yeah. And by the way, I'll show you. Before before I go through all this, I'm going to also say that this is a wig, obviously, but I'm going to review it too as well, and I'll explain more of it too once I get to the end of me celebrating the life and career of Michael Jackson. For example, where it pertains to when he first started his single album back in 1972 with an album called "Got to Be There," with some solo singles, basically. I'm not gonna sing the entirety of it, just gonna sing the titles of it. So just basically the way it was sang. For example, got to be there, Rockin' Robin, I wanna be where you are, ain't no sunshine. And then we get to the same year, basically, and from 1972, which was much later, basically almost at the tail end of the summer. Ben was on the album, which there was only one single hit in that song, which was called Ben. Yeah, just one song, Ben. Uh, and then basically I'm just gonna go through his studio albums that was recorded in the studio, obviously. Like this one from 1973 called Music and Me, with three singles, for example. With a child's heart, happy. Okay, I just bent the rules just a little bit for that one. And finally, Music and Me. And then followed that was Forever Michael. This is when Michael Jackson as being a teenager. And this was back in 1975 with some singles, for example. We're almost there, just a little bit of you, and one day in your life. Basically just three, but this is one of my favorite songs. I mean, not obviously not just one of my favorite songs, but one of my favorite albums with Michael Jackson, of his time growing up. This was obviously Forever Michael was one of my favorites. Before I started getting to my actual favorite, which him being an adult. Which, by the way, we're getting close to it, folks. Which, by the way, we get to the next one, which he ends up being in his adulthood, called Off the Wall. Back in 1979. This was during the end of an era of disco. And you have some singles, for example. Don't stop till you get enough. Rock with you. Off the wall. She's out of my life. And this song, I didn't think it was a singles hit, but in the UK it was only a singles hit, which was called Girlfriend. So yeah. And also what pertains to this being the final era of disco. I'm gonna make just one song. Burn this disco out. It's a good example of an end of an era for disco because Michael Jackson with the final song on this track, "Burn This Disco Out" for Off the Wall, which means this was going to be the end of disco, and we're going to a new era in the 80s, obviously. So speaking of the 80s, we get to 1982, where it pertains to one of the best-selling albums in the world, and it's one of everyone's favorite greatest albums of all time of Michael Jackson, called Thriller, with some singles, for example. The Girl Is Mine, Billie Jean, Baby, Wanna Be Starting Something, Human Nature, Hey, White Thing, Pretty Young Thing, and finally, Thriller. Obviously, what pertains to Thriller, besides the album, what pertains to the music video of Thriller, which it was supposed to be portrayed as almost like a movie in a way, like a horror movie. So yeah, this was one of Michael Jackson's sort of getting his huge break, where he's won multi-time Grammys for it as well. And then we get to one of my all-time favorites of all time, from 1987, which I was only a year old when this album came out, and it's one of my favorites of all time during this era, called Bad, with some singles, for example. I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Bad, The way you're making me feel. Man in the mirror, dirty Diana. Another part of me, smooth criminal. Lay me alone, Liberian girl. And finally, Speed Demon. This ends up being one. This ends up being one of my favorite albums of all time, folks, because the way that Michael Jackson, the way he dressed, the way he looked, the way he carried himself, just the style of Michael Jackson. That was my type of style. I love those type of styles that Michael Jackson was wearing, especially when it pertains to Bad and Dirty Diana. But most likely, also what pertains to the way it made me feel and Smooth Criminal. It was one of my favorite outfits to wear. So, and then we get into to the 90s, which was in 1991, called Dangerous, with some singles, for example, Black or White, Remember the Time, In the Closet, Jam, Who Is It, Heal the World, Give In to Me, Will You Be There, and Gone Too Soon. Dangerous ends up being one of my favorite albums too, with some set of songs here that I love to listen to. Now it's unfortunate that the song itself, Dangerous, couldn't be a singles hit, but Dangerous song is a good song too. Dangerous, you know. Then we get to, from 1995, History, Past, Present, and Future, Book 1. Obviously, with the first disc, it shows the list of his greatest hits. For example, Billie Jean, The Way It Make Me Feel, Black or White, Rock With You, She's On My Life, Bad, I Just Can't Stop Loving You, Man in the Mirror, Thriller, Beat It, The Girl Is Mine, Remember the Time, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, Wanna Be Star Something, and Heal the World. And then we get to the second disc, which is where history continues with his new songs. For example, Scream, featuring Janet Jackson. They don't really care about us. Stranger in Moscow. This time around. Earth Song. Basically, you can sing it either way. What about us? Did you ever stop to notice all the blood we shed before? DS. Don Shelton is a cold man. That's how it is. Money. Which, by the way, I'll get to that part later. Money. Come Together, which was recorded back in 1988, and they included it into History's Continues on this too for Michael Jackson's History album. You Are Not Alone, Childhood, Toy Boy Old Junkie. Just because you read it in the magazine and see it on the TV screen don't make it factual. That song. Too Bad, History, Little Susie, and finally, Smile. Now, as far as singles hits for pertains to History, we're not going to include the greatest hits. We're not going to include the greatest hits, but what we can include, Scream Childhood, which is together. They put that together basically. You Are Not Alone, Earth Song, This Time Around, They Don't Care About Us, and Stranger in Moscow. Stranger in Moscow was the first music video that I saw that Michael Jackson looked different, by the way, folks. Where I remember watching Michael Jackson's Thriller and then Bad, but I did see a little difference of Michael Jackson from Bad. But then also when Stranger in Moscow came up, in the 90s, obviously. I was confused as a child. Like what happened with Michael Jackson? Is that really Michael Jackson? What happened to him and everything, right? I was confused, obviously. I said I was gonna go for 10 minutes, but I went too long. But my apologies for that. But I'm gonna keep going anyways. I'm almost done anyway, folks. So I'm gonna go to a couple more albums here, and then I'll get to to the you know too close to where 10 when 10 what happened the last 10 years of Michael Jackson not being here anymore. But the next album was back in was back in 2001, Invincible, which again I'm going for studios albums here, folks. Three singles, for example, "You Rock My World," "Cry," "We Can Change the World if we all cry, and I change the world," and "Butterflies." Unfortunately, there could have been other great singles for this one, but it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate though, but it is what it is. I guess it is what it is. And that was basically Michael Jackson's final studio album they ever did until we get to for his releases, obviously, when after his death. And of course, there was some other albums too that came out as well from Michael Jackson when he was still around. Like for example, Drill 25, The Illegible Michael Jackson, The Ultimate Collection, and other things that came out as well. Like Visionary. Also, King of Pop came out too as well. And then finally, we get to then we finally get to some albums that came out when he ends up unfortunately passing away. For example, This Is It, which it was supposed to be a tour that he was supposed to be doing at the time, but unfortunately unfortunately he didn't make it because it was actually it was the drug that took him away, obviously, and because of Dr. Conrad Murray, that couldn't happen. But yeah, but the tours that he's done before basically, along with his brothers as well, was Bad World Tour from 1987 to 1989, Dangerous World Tour from 1992 to 1993, and then History World Tour from 1996 to 1997. And what pertains to some movies he did, like for example, not movies, a couple more movies, but some of them was series and all that. Like for example, The Wiz from 1978, Captain EO from 1986, Moonwalker from 1988, Michael Jackson's Ghost, which was a music video from 1997, was part of the Blood on the Dance Floor History in the Mix album. You also had Michael Jackson in Men in Black 2 in 2002, which he made a cameo appearance of it. And this movie, I never got it, but it was called Miss Castaway and the Island Girls from 2004. I seen clips of it before, but didn't look like a good movie at all. It was garbage. And I can't believe Michael Jackson was included in that one. But anyways, yeah, 2009, Michael Jackson, This Is It, ends up being a movie what pertains to the rehearsals that he did. Where the stuff he's going to be wearing for his world tour, but unfortunately never got to because he unfortunately passed away. Okay. Here we go, folks. Now let's go to some albums that also came out from Michael Jackson on, for the years he's been gone. Besides, This Is It, album, which was it's going to include some songs that he was going to perform at this It World Tour, and then the whole thing with the song, which was recorded back in somewhere around the 80s, called "This Is It." And now let's get to the Michael album, back in 2010, with some hits. For example, "Hold My Hand," "Hollywood Tonight," "Behind the Mask," "Who Do You Love?" Goes like that. And "I like the way that I love you. It doesn't matter how I love you." That song. The complete version of it too, by the way, folks, because this one was also from the Ultimate Collection, which was the demo version of it. But this one ends up being the complete collection. I mean, the complete track. I meant to say song of it. Excuse me. But there's also controversial of this album, folks, because due to circumstances that some songs didn't sound like Michael Jackson, which it's false. The other album, which 2011, was "Immortal," with all of Michael Jackson's hit songs. Not all of it, but just for the ones that was included into it, where they was gonna do some mega mix and all that. It was pretty cool, folks. This is one of my all-time favorite albums, with Michael Jackson not being here anymore. For example, one single hit was, for example, the "Immortal" mega mix. For example, all together songs put together from the Jacksons. "Can You Feel It?" Michael Jackson's "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," Billie Jean, "Black or White," and they're all for Immortal version. And yeah, Immortal album was one of my favorite albums of 2011. With things to Michael Jackson being gone, but then something ends up being replacing it too. Which, by the way, when since Michael Jackson, a lot of songs will come out. I mean, a lot of releases will be coming from Michael Jackson. For example, the 25th anniversary of celebrating this one of my favorite albums of all time, "Bad," or in short terms, you could call it "Bad 25." And basically, what pertains to this singles hits for "Bad 25," "I Just Can't Stop Loving You," and "Don't Be Messing Around," and also "Bad," which was the Afrojack mix, or Church remix of it. And I'm So Blue. Well, it didn't go like that though, but it's basically going away. It goes like "Feeling Blue." Yeah, da. "Set Me Free." That's how it sounds basically. But yeah, but this included your audio track of Michael Jackson's "Bad" tour from Wembley Stadium back in 1998, and also it includes a DVD if you buy the deluxe version of it, and you get some cool stuff with it along with it too, which is cool. So "Bad 25" ends up being one of my favorites of all time, and nothing else could surpass that. Not even the next release. For example, "Escape," the album back that was released back in 2014, which there were some songs that was recorded back from 1983 to 1999 for Michael Jackson to release on here. For example, when we first go to the two single hits from this one. For example, "Love Never Felt So Good," and "A Place Without No Name." But let's go to the other songs too. Since I brought it up, for example, another example too, "Chicago," "Loving You," "Slave to the Rhythm," "Do You Know We're Children Are," "Blue Gangsta," "Escape," and also "Love Never Felt So Good" featuring Justin Timberlake. And that was the album Escape. And speaking of another album that was released too, 2017, an album released for Halloween, which it was actually released on September. But if you get it early, you could celebrate our Halloween when it comes up. Basically, like I said, the album Scream, with one single hit was Blood on the Dance Floor, and then there was and then they put the X there and it says Dangerous. Basically, it's the White Panda mashup that they did, which it sounded pretty cool. But yeah, so it's like this place, hotel, Heartbreak Hotel, Thriller, blood on the dance floor, somebody's watching me, which is a song from Rockwell. Dirty Diana, torture, leave me alone, Scream, featuring a duet with Michael Jackson's sister, Janet Jackson. Dangerous, Unbreakable, featuring the Notorious B.I.G. Escape, you should be threatened by me. Tell me, are you the ghost of jealousy? And basically, what pertains to the Blood on the Dance Floor X Dangerous White, the White Panda mashup, it was the tracks put together of were just a mashup of Blood on the Dance Floor, Dangerous, This Place Hotel, Is It Scary, and Leave Me Alone. All mashed up together for this one song, this one track song, Blood on the Dance Floor X Dangerous, the White Panda mashup. And folks, that was basically it for all the albums of Michael Jackson, since the last 10 years of Michael Jackson, since his passing. Basically 10 years about Michael Jackson, that's what we got. And not just albums, but what pertains to DVDs and other stuff too, and basically any other type of things that happen. So, basically to celebrate the life and career of the late great Michael Jackson, who's been gone for the last 10 years. He's one of my favorites of all time, folks. Without shadow of a doubt. Now, with that being said, let me get all this off now, because this is, just because I do all this and everything, what pertains to me just like Michael Jackson, I just want to show you all what pertains to just like Michael Jackson. It's not all to be have an ego. It's just to pay homage, to pay tribute, to show my respect to one of my favorites of all time, who was my number one, who was my American Idol, in Michael Jackson. That's why I do this. And, there are times I did want to stop doing it, but it's what the people want, and what the people want, I gotta give it to what the people, basically, for what the people want, I gotta give what the people want, and what the people want, the people gets, and they want me to do Michael Jackson. But even though they'll call me Michael Jackson, they'll call me by Michael Jackson, but I prefer to myself as Robert Jackson, or either way, with some nicknames. For example, The Good Boy Gone Bad, The Natural Born Thriller, and also like the other names like Mr. Off the Wall, Dangerous Man, The Invisible Force. Yeah, I'm just come up, these names I'll be coming up with, for myself, But again, it's not all for ego. It's all, again, to pay homage, to pay respect, to pay tribute to one of my favorites of all time, in the late great Michael Jackson. And now and also we're chance to warn this with too, as you can see. See? And yes, this is my hair, folks. Basically, I'm going gray, and some places, it's not showing yet, but I'm going grays. My hair's getting thin. Doesn't mean I'm going bald. But basically, why do I wear a wig? Every time where I come off of work, because I mentioned this before, because I'm going through some midlife crisis. That's why. I'm getting older. I'm 33 years old. Not getting any younger. Even though I still look young, people will still compliment me, still saying I look so young, which is a good compliment. which means I'm doing a good job taking care of myself. And yeah, basically, this is who I am. And I started doing this this year actually, wearing a wig. Uh, what pertains to hiding my my midlife crisis, obviously. I mean, I can still grow hair, you know, but not in places that I can't grow anymore. For like here, for example, because it's getting thinner. Doesn't mean I'm going bald, but I'm losing I'm losing hair from here basically, and yeah, it's just one of those situations. But yeah, that's the story of that one. Since me wearing the wig. But besides all that, now let's get to the one thing I need to talk about, because for the last 10 years, when Michael Jackson's passing has been going on, obviously there's some negatives what pertains to that, because it has come out that Wade or Robson and James Stockland, whatever how you say his last name, at this point I don't care. And then you got other people, trying to bury Michael Jackson when he's not around anymore, like a Donald Trump, Oprah Winfrey, Rosie O'Donnell, his ex maid who claimed that she saw something, and then making these allegations saying that Michael Jackson was gonna call a mafia hit on her, or whatever. Uh, you know, they basically threatened to kill her and all that, whatever. Basically, with the whole thing with Michael Jackson's trial going on, back in 2005, where they had the opportunity to to testify against him, but they testify on his behalf, and that was the opportunity to do it, to put Michael Jackson into jail, to put him away in prison for the rest of his life for doing what he did, which I never believed he did that anyways. I was one of those people that believed that he never did it. But at the same time, how could you defend it, Michael Jackson during that time as well, when I was growing up, all these years of being a fan of Michael Jackson? How can you defend Michael Jackson after all hearing all that going on? Like for example with Bill Cosby and the whole thing with R. Kelly and just among others, just name a few. But I always believe in my heart that Michael Jackson never did any of that. And what I believe is what counts. And just seeing people, bastards, basically try to bury him, where he's not even there anymore to defend himself. That's a coward would do. They will go after someone who's not there anymore to defend themselves. And I will give you a good example for that too, folks. But yeah, you had the opportunity to put him away for life, for what he did to to those children, that they claimed that they say that he did that. And if that's the case, then why didn't they testify against him? Why did they testify for him, on his behalf, when they could testify against him? Because after hearing validations from Michael Jackson's ex-lawyer from 2005, from an interview he did, what pertains to after what happened with the whole, of Leaving Neverland documentary that was on HBO, where the whole thing was describing it and all that, about what Michael Jackson did to him and all that, and like, oh really, Michael Jackson did all that to you, and everything. I didn't believe that. I called them liars, and they're cowards for even saying that when he's not around anymore, when he's not there to defend himself. But I just want to try to find something here, folks, and once I do, I'll get to more of it. But Michael Jackson, I believe in my heart he never did any of that. No matter what people were saying that he did that, or that he did do that and everything, to me they come across as liars, because again, if he did do that, why didn't they speak up? Why didn't they testify against him then? why why only those two came up to talk about it? Why there was no other kids that talked about it? Because guess what? They all the other kids that they were Michael Jackson. They all of what you know for basically for a few of them, you know, like Aaron, Macaulay, you know, just name a few. They all say that Michael Jackson never did anything to him. Not you know, even Ray J. You know. But why did they do it? Why those two did it? Because all for money. Just despite him being dead all for these years, they did it for money. Now, now obviously they never got the money, and also they try to stop them stop Michael Jackson from a whole thing with his music stop being played anymore. You know, some countries did that, but not all countries did it though, because they even saw through the bullshit too. They saw through the lies, to all the ignorance that documentary came out. And yes, I watched it, and I should have never watched it because I don't believe it. I don't believe any of those of that story you know of what Michael Jackson did. To me, because to me, they come off as good actors for lying about Michael Jackson doing that to them. So I love that you know, Brandy Jackson. You know, I got full validation from Brandy Jackson after the some interviews that she's done, especially with to Michael Chapston, and also with the lawyer of Michael Jackson from 2005. I can't pronounce his last name, but I know his first name, Tom. He talks about, you know, pertains to the whole thing with Wade Robson saying, you know, and you know, and for those that testify for Michael Jackson, why didn't they testify against him? And they was like, because if you would testify against him, you had the opportunity to do that, so you could put him in jail. That way you could have justice. But you wasn't looking for justice. You were looking for views. You were looking for money. You know, which the song and title of Michael Jackson, "Money," called "You Would Do Anything for Money." You know, anything for money. Lie for you, die for you. You'll sell your soul to the devil for money. But yeah, the documentary, it was a joke. It was all just to bury Michael Jackson, and that's all that it was. It was all just to bury Michael Jackson, and on top of that, it came across all those two guys that they're a bunch of liars, and they were very good actors too, when to you know, describing and talking about their time with Michael Jackson at Neverland, which when they end up leaving Neverland, which it was entitled "Leaving Neverland." I believe one of those two, I believe it was Wade. He was trying to you know, I believe he was who ratted out basically ratted out Michael Jackson about what he did to someone in the bathroom, and he basically claiming that Aaron was the kid that just took the bathroom or whatever, and Aaron called him out on that too. So yeah, so to all the people that try to take down Michael Jackson, that failed, and also you can all go to hell. So that being said, folks, I'm done. That's all I want to say. And again, rest in peace. Well, I didn't say that. I should say, but I'm gonna say it now. Rest in peace to Michael Jackson, one of the greatest artists of all time. Next to Prince, you know, tends to you know, Prince is, to me, Prince is second best, and that's you know, and that's a fact. But at the same time, it's my opinion too. But there you go. But that being said, folks, thank you for watching. For It's the Natural Born Thriller. Where'd that come from? You know, it's a kind of magic. Mine is the magic. Anyway, just but yeah, but this will be you know, a regular video to upload, and also be part of the playlist for Robert Jackson's as well. And yeah, basically to celebrate 10 years without Michael Jackson, um, one of the greatest of all times, and he'll never, he may be gone, but never forgotten, and his legacy, his and the legend will never die. So whatever they tried to accomplish, it didn't work because Michael Jackson's is still is Michael Jackson's presence and his spirit is immortalized, and it will continue to sing and dance forever. So that being said, thank you all for watching. Again, it's Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. Take care, folks.